Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I launched Yummy in the UK back in 2017. So I found a gap in the market where most of the chewable vitamins at the time were predominantly targeted to kids. And if there was another company that were doing chewable vitamins for adults, they'd focus on just one type of SKU, which would be like a hair product, for example. So I decided to come up with a wide range of chewable vitamins, focus on adults, and focus on chewables that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. So we were one of the first companies in the world to have developed the 5-HTP gummy. We then launched the apple cider vinegar gummy in the UK, which we were one of the first companies to have done so. And that's kind of how we made a name for ourselves. So I started from very humble beginnings, from just investing £1,000 of my own money, to then over the last 8 years, we've made a turnover of around $12 million. So we started from very, very humble beginnings.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
The reason I'm selling the business is because I'm ready for a new challenge. So I've been running the business now for nearly 8 years, which I believe is a long period of time. And after 8 years of running the business, I'm very pleased with what we have accomplished as a company. But I'm just ready for a new challenge. I'm ready for something new.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
I think one of the positive aspects of our business is that we're not reliant on one traction channel. We use multiple traction channels, and I would separate our business into three. So you have our wholesale revenue, where not that much work is required. You just have to communicate with our wholesalers and our distributor. We have one big distributor in Saudi Arabia that represents most of our wholesale revenue, and they place, I would probably say, around 3 POs each year, and the worth of those POs can range from $150,000 to $200,000. So they're our biggest clients in terms of wholesale. Then we have marketplaces. So our biggest marketplace that we use is Amazon. There's not that much work that needs to be done on our Amazon account, apart from some maintenance in terms of the listing, in terms of the ads. And then whenever you want to launch a new SKU, or if there's a particular campaign or there's a particular keyword that you want to start focusing on, that's when most of the work needs to be done from Amazon. Then there's other marketplaces that we also have a presence on, such as Temu and TikTok. I think probably requires a little bit more work just in terms of how you want to market on that channel. So there's 2 ways that we market on that channel. So we market through ads, and then we also use their affiliate program. So their affiliate program is done within the TikTok marketplace. So everything's managed through their marketplace. But yeah, there's a little bit more work required when it comes to working with TikTok affiliates, and just in terms of communicating with them, arranging the fees and arranging the samples as well. And then the other part of our business is our Shopify account, where I would say that most of our sales come through ads from Google and Meta. And the work that's required there is predominantly for meta ads in terms of coming up with the content and the ad campaigns. So that's where most of the work is required. Personally, I was taking care of the Amazon account, and I would probably say I would have spent maybe around 15 hours each week on the Amazon account. And then the other traction channels were mainly managed by Sam. One of our employees was in the business who takes care of all the marketing activities. And then in terms of customer service and logistics, we also have someone who takes care of that for us as well within the company. So yeah, that's predominantly most that you need to know in terms of how to run the business.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
I would probably focus on some really easy wins. And I think one of the easy wins within the business is just to place bigger stock orders with a manufacturer and just to scale pretty much all of our channels. So I think in terms of wholesale, we would actually get bigger POs if we had more stock available. In terms of Amazon, in terms of the scaling the Amazon ads, we would be able to scale a lot more if we had more stock. And the same for our Shopify account as well. So we would be able to just scale more ads if we had more stock. So I think that's just an easy win in itself, just having more stock. Then in terms of SKUs, which SKUs would I be focusing more? I would focus on our magnesium glycinate gummies, which we have just launched last year, which has shown a lot of promise. I think that would be the SKU that we'd be focusing on. And I think that has the potential of being the new hero product of the company. And then I think I would also focus on new traction channels. So we've just launched on Temu, which is relatively new for us, for the business, and other marketplaces such as TikTok, which has shown a lot of promise, but just needs a little bit more TLC, I would say. And then other phase of business, once the new buyer has done all of that, I would then look to launch new SKUs and come up with new products that are quite unique within the chewable vitamin space. So yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
As you can imagine, after running the business for 8 years, we've definitely had ups and downs. And I would probably say the biggest risk in the business, for like it would be for most businesses that are on Amazon, is when your listings are suppressed or get suppressed for a period of time. And that has happened a few times to us, but we've always been able to recover the listing and make our sales back. But yeah, I would definitely say that would be the biggest risk within the business, is when listings can get suppressed on Amazon.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
So I imagine this will be very important for any buyer who wants to take the business. This business has been my baby, I would say, for the last 8 years. And I definitely want to give my baby away to someone which I feel is going to be in good hands. So I'm definitely up for giving as much support and guidance as possible and taking your hand and showing you everything step by step of how we run the business. So I'm happy to provide as much support as possible and to really be available to whoever wants to buy the business.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
I would be open to an earn-out, but it would depend on how we structured the deal. It's hard for me to be able to commit fully to an earn-out now without knowing how the deal is going to be structured, what is going to be in terms of valuation, what is it going to be in terms of payment plan. So it's hard for me to kind of commit to an earn-out now without knowing what the in and outs of the deal is going to be.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
I believe the business is worth buying, as you would essentially be buying a bit of a legacy brand within the chewable vitamin space in the UK. We were one of the first companies in the UK to really specialize in chewable vitamins. So we have quite a bit of a name for ourselves within that market. We have strong market penetration within the UK on all channels, which is retail, Amazon, and also online. We have also a really good distributor in Saudi who have just been growing year on year and have showed a lot of promise to continue to work with us. And I think we've really just scratched the surface of what's possible in terms of our ads and other marketplaces such as TikTok and Temu, which have shown a lot of promise and has a lot of potential for growth. I think we just need someone who has new ideas, who's motivated, and who is willing to really take on a challenge for the next few years and really, really want to be in a position where they can grow the business as much as possible, as we have done, to then resell it as well in a few years' time.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.